Alrighty guys, g'day and welcome back to Inter's Racing League. We are here for Tier 3 tonight. We have got last week's makeup round here at Saudi Arabia to start us off, and then we'll head straight at a 35% race here at Saudi, and then we head straight into qualifying for round 8 for Zandvoort, and then we head into a 35% race at Zandvoort. So we are pleased to have two races and a qualifying session here tonight for Tier 3. I am your host, Powers, and I'm joined by a new commentator, his first time commentating here in Inters and here in general. It's Senan, mate. Welcome, as we're about to get lights. It's 5 red lights, and away we go here for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. It's a good launch there from Tyrone. He's on the outside of loading rifle there into turn 1. But it's Shooter. He gets himself up into P3 through turn 1, and he's got it on Dunno as well here, potentially. Yes, he has. Shooter making his way up into P2. Right off the map. Chaos. Where we got Chaos here, Fennon? Yep, it's poorly.
Alpine's going slowly.
Oh, and Chevy's just been put into a wall. I have just watched that on stream. Chevy just got absolutely punted into a wall. Let's have a look what's going on here. It looks like we're all clear and clean now. Get all this up from here. Have a look at tyres.
Aussie, mate. Yeah, we've got multiple cars stopped on
give me 2 seconds.
track.
Yeah, you keep commentating that one. I just got to quickly fix a few things up here. Get a full track map going on. Oh, it's supposed to be full track map, but it's not because I haven't got it on set up there. Never mind, that is my own mistake. There we go. Alright, disqualified from session is Junkyard Doggy. So after all that, we waited for Aussie Mate, and he gets disqualified in lap 1. That is exactly what we needed here in life. Junkyard Doggy also gets the DQ as well now. So we have a VSC loading rifle leading the way here with Shooter, and I think Shooter jumped up a few positions off the start there, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a quick look at that. He did. He jumped up 2 places off the start there. So T Salmon's up 6 though off of the start, and so he's our best gainer, and Chevy Wolves in the Haas after he was absolutely punted into a wall. He's our biggest loser at the moment. He's down 7 as Shooter under a virtual safety car looks for the move on loading rifle, and he spins the car, and he's back down into P4, and that puts Dunno back up into P2 as the green flags are on and away again. Oh, and there's absolute carnage at the back there. I've seen that.
Ooh,
it is
there's a crash.
that is Batman. Is that Batman or no? It's King, and that was King and what looked to be Tyrone. That's a massive carnage in the back there. Loading rifle though, he's looking to try and get away from Dunno here, but Dunno is hot on his tail, trying to chase him down with Shooter. Now back up into P3 after that incident. PRL Aussie, he's running in P4 at the moment. So you got your top 2, they're on medium tyres, but 3rd and 4th chasing them down on the soft tyres. This is a 35% race, so it's only a 1-stopper, which will be softs to mediums, no doubt about that one. So they'll have 1 stop. So the loading rifle and Dunno are starting on the mediums here, but they will fire in strong. They will fire home they have definitely broken away. They're 2.5 seconds now, and they will fire home strong on the soft compound tyres. So I think these top 2 are in a very good spot right now. And Dunno, wait for it. Dunno's going to look for the move probably down the main straight here with the DRS.
We've got a couple of moves as well. Broseph has passed Tyrone, going into the final turn.
Broseph gets up in a pin on Dunno. Is he got enough in him? He's going to look for it, but he's going to pull back in behind loading rifle there and hold off a bit. Looks like there's looks like Tyrone's losing from place. Tyrone and Cake in it to the pits here on those set of soft compound tyres. And I've seen them getting a set of mediums onto that car and running those to the end.
Loading bar and Dunno just pulled away.
Yeah, they've kind of kept a bit of the same gap throughout this lap to Shooter. It's still 2.5 seconds, but it's not what Shooter wants. Being on those softs, he wants to be gaining on those front 2 as much as possible, so he's not too far back, and he can try and attack early on to try and get himself in an advantage when he puts on those mediums while the front runners put on the softs, but he's got a bit of work to do at the moment.
Definitely. Vanes and Janet Lee have jumped 6 positions.
Yeah, they're on a roll here. I mean, where am I going? Yeah, they're both up 6. T7's up 8 now as well, so he's definitely on a charge here in 11th place.
For sure.
But no, I think it's probably like V-Carb and Williams are probably the top two at the moment, having the race leader, but Williams being third and seventh. Dunno gets the move done, coming into the final corner now. So he is looked to get that lead, and that will give Loading Rifle. He's Loading Rifle all over the back of Dunno already, and he's going to whip open the DRS there. He's burning that ERS as well. Dunno saving the ERS. And Loading Rifle to
Having a look at Jennifer Lee. Jennifer Lee does not have DRS. There's a bit of a train beginning to form from P5 onwards.
And Jesse gets the job done for P6 with Vanes picking up a 3-second time. But wait, here comes Vanes. He's just picked up a 3-second time penalty, but he was looking for a move on Parzival there as well.
Yeah, we've now got a train of around 7 or 8 cars, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars involved in that train from 5th all the way down to 14th, so from Parzival down to Raw Dogged. So there's a major train coming on there. We just had T7s pick up a 3-second time penalty as well there. So I might keep an eye, I might jump into Batman's point of view, because that kind of gives us a rough view of the front and the back of this pack as well. So we'll keep an eye on this a little bit.
Chevy has also picked up.
Oh, wait a minute. It looks like T. Sammons is looking for another move here on to Domore, the McLaren. He looks to back out of it coming into that one, but no, he's still looking for it. Comes out of... It's going to be hard for any of these boys to really overtake. Oh, and T. Sammons and Domore have just collided.
That is not good for either of them.
Wow. I just watched that very much live on the stream there. But Dunno gets the move back done on Loading Rifle, but Loading Rifle and Dunno are really fighting their way for this lead later. So I'm going to pop back up to the front runners here, and we're going to keep an eye on this. If you want to keep an eye on that mid-pack battle there for us, and just keep an eye on that, see what's emerging from that one. I'm going to keep an eye on this front battle because Dunno and Loading Rifle have now got 3.5 seconds to Shooter. They are just pulling away on these meetings. They're working, I want to say they're working together, but they're kind of not because they're trying to fight each other. But they're using the DRS on each other to pull away from Shooter here. Shooter's just on his lonesome self back there. So these two boys are really in a very strong position here for P1 and P2 on these medium compound tyres. What are you seeing there, Sen? Anything emerging from that mid-pack battle there? I don't know if we have Sen still. Yeah, this 3/10 gap, Dunno's going to close it down this back straight here. Is he going to look for the move, or is he going to hold it off for the main straight?
Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go, he's back.
Yeah, sorry, just some technical difficulties. Nothing much happening, but as we come onto the back straight, there is going to be that DRS train once again. But Parzival looks as if he's holding on.
Loading Rifle, Dunno's going to look for the move, but Loading Rifle seems to have his setup based for this straight line speed here, because Dunno, even with the DRS, just can't seem to pull anything on Loading Rifle, but it does look like Loading Rifle is using some of his ERS as well, which could be definitely helping him in the quest to try and defend against Dunno. Here's Dunno, I think, lightly tapped the wall back there, so it lost him a bit of time. So not very what Dunno needed right now, when he's got 8/10 to the driver, to Loading Rifle at the moment. As we come through lap 6 of 18, you're probably looking about these soft runners coming in around, I would say, lap 10 or so is probably what you roughly see them come in.
Yes.
And then your soft runners, yep.
Is that Chevy's come in on the hard, so he's going to run till the end. It'll be interesting to see if anything can play out, but I'm not too sure. He's
being only a 35% race, and you only need to make the one stop, and you can go soft mediums. You could pick softs lap 1, and the mediums they'll be very cooked at the end, but you could definitely go all the way. So hards, what did he start on there is the question. Did he start on the softs or the mediums?
I think he started on the softs.
Yeah, so the hards might not be the right call here from Chevy, especially this late into the race, but we'll see how it plans out for there. But Dunno looking for the move back onto loading rifle again into turn 1. And this time he's got the run. What are you seeing back there, Senan?
Nicely holding off, but he's gone a little bit loose on the exit, so there's about 5 cars looking to make a move on him into turn 1.
Oh my days, I've just got on this. There's like 3 lots of 2 wides going into turn 1 there. This is what we love to see here. This is what...
Yellow flag. He's got damage to his front right wing.
Oh, loading rifles. Oh no. That's just given Dunno the absolute prime position of this race right now. He is 5.3 seconds ahead of Shooter. Shooter's softs are starting to die now as Dunno's mediums are starting to really get into the temperature window they need to be in, and they'll be really at their peak performance right now. So this is where Dunno will really start to extend that gap on Shooter.
King and Dom are going side by side into the chicane. King backs off, coming on to the fast sort of S's complex.
Yeah, I don't know really what you would call that kind of complex of this track. S's works.
It is very flat out though, I can say that much.
Oh yeah. But no, yeah, I mean, Vanes is holding this off pretty well, but at the same time, he's in a good spot. But he does have that 3-second time penalty lingering over his head as well. Is Janeth going to look for the move? Janeth's going to look for the move. Vanes still... Oh, has Vanes clipped the wall there on the inside? He has, and he's lost the car as well. And there's carnage. It's a Ferrari and a McLaren. That's Domor and Batman into the wall.
Vanes comes into the pits.
Vanes into the pits now as well. And this has given Janeth a 2-second gap now. He was right in that pack battling with him, and now he's got 2 seconds in P5 to Broseph. So that definitely benefited Janeth. He went round the outside into the final corner, and which got him away from every last bit of carnage there, and it just let him run away with it there. So Janeth played that one to a nice peak play there. So props to Janeth there. He made that one pretty perfect. But this has now just completely ruined that whole entire gap. But this is Kingy and Bangla Bay now. Bang and Kingy look like they're their next closest battle at the moment. And they've got Broseph just in front. Aussie picks up another penalty he's just mentioned.
Oh, the Aston Martin. Getting very loose. Nicely held. I was very lucky not to crash into the Ferrari. But yeah, Janet, he's definitely got the upper hand of this. One thing I can say, we're only 8 laps in and it's been extremely chaotic already.
Yeah, we've had 2 DSQs. We haven't had any actual DNFs in general on chat. We've had a lot of people putting other people into walls, but no one's actually completely DNF from this race yet. So I will say it's very, very surprising considering the amount of people that we've seen being put into walls, spun into walls.
Janeth is in.
Janeth is in. So Janeth coming.
Soft runners.
Yes. Ooh, he gets a bit. Bang gets a bit slidey into the pit lane there. He's thrown his foot onto the brakes and pulling that car up. He's thrown himself into a bit of a pickle on the exit there. But we've got Shooter. I expect Shooter to be in within the next couple of laps. I would expect the end of this lap or end of next lap off those softs. He needs to try and do anything possible here to try and potentially grab an undertake. Oh, and Shooter's very loose.
Clips Vanes coming out of the pit lane. Just tapping that front right.
Yeah, Shooter needs to...
contact between Vanes and Lee.
Yeah, so I think Shooter needs to come in right here, right now, because he needs to try and make an undercut on Dunno, or at least pull as much time as possible. So I think we need to see Shooter in at the end of this lap if he wants any chance of having a shot at winning this race.
As loading rifle picks up a 3-second time penalty.
That is not good for loading rifle there whatsoever. Dunno stays out. Here we go. Shooter, what is his call? He is straight into the pit lane here. Shooter is in. Box says Team Williams there as loading rifle has come in as well now. Jesse or Parzival staying out. Kingy is also staying out. I'm assuming everybody was staying out now. Salmons. Oh no, Salmons makes the call to come here in on those medium tyres. So we've just got, I believe, F1 Original Paulie, Tyrone, maybe looking to run these tyres till the end. No, so Tyrone might be able to run them to the end, but Original Paulie will not. So yeah, it's just the top three. Shooter though, now his gap to the leader is, oops, wrong one. His gap to the leader is 25.5 seconds here for Shooter to Dunno. Shooter looking to try and make an undercut on Dunno here, or Mercy, as a lot of people know him. Shooter's left the session. Shooter's lagged out.
Oh no, that's not good.
Shooter is now in AI. He's lagged out.
I was going to say, the gap between him and Aussie is right there, under a second, but now it's going to be Aussie past
Aussie will seem straight past him, but he has to hope that this AI doesn't get aggressive on him, because I've seen a lot of people disconnect and go into AI, and the AI takes out the other driver because they have no careless sense of respect.
Oh god, it looks like that.
Look at this. This is not what Aussie needs to be doing when his other car's in AI, but he pulls the move off. And now here comes F1 Original Paulie on Shooter now as well. So let's see.
Gonna come back here.
Oh, the AI has come back.
Oh god, this is not what they want. Hopefully he can get it coming down into turn one.
This is giving Mercy probably the best advantage that he could possibly need right now, as Aussie's going to look back at the AI of Shooter into turn one. This could get dangerous. Ooh. No, Aussie pulls the move off just. But
so
Mercy.
Tyrone is actually all over the back of loading rifle.
Yeah, Tyrone can technically run to the end of this race, as he has made he was started on the softs and he has made his one stop onto the mediums. So technically he can run this, but those mediums will be on fire come the end of this race. They're already 8 laps old and there's still about 8 laps left in this race. Yeah, so 16 laps on that. Packs. What was that one?
Not many battle packs, but at the moment 12, 13 and 14 are all within a second. And Raw is only half a second behind, so...
Jenneth is all over the back of Tyrone here for P8 as well. But Bang is looking to try and make that move on Cake. Bang hopefully doesn't get caked. We all know few people, I think everybody once in their life has been caked in this game. Oh my god, Bang. This is getting very sort of... Oh, here comes Raw Dog as well. He's in a cake and dog sandwich. This is not where you want to be, Bang.
The RB boys are right behind that AI Shooter.
Oh, there's contact between Bang and Cake.
Loading rifle says
a lot of contact between Bang and Cake. And A-Dog wants to... A-Dog just wants to get around this, I think. A-Dog's just like, get me around this. Hurry up. And he does indeed. He gets past the both of them. Double overtake there by A-Dog going down into turn one. And now Bang and Cake are still going at it.
So with Shooter's AI, this has actually benefited multiple people, but it's also held up most people.
Yeah, this has now put a train in from behind Shooter.
Yes, because Parzival is catching the RB boys. And loading rifle but this is at the fastest lap.
But this is putting Aussie in a good spot to be on the podium right now. Because he's got 4.5 seconds to P4. The 2 front runners have to pit. This could be Aussie on for a P2, because I don't see Aussie getting Dunno out of the pit lane here. Even if he does, he has that 3-second penalty. Or he's actually got more than 3 seconds, doesn't he?
Dunno's in talking like that.
Aussie's got 3 seconds, so he's going to... He might not even shoot a podium here. Shooter could still possibly take a podium here, even in AI.
Dunno out of the pits onto the soft tyres.
Yeah, and look at that. Dunno comes out of the pits, and he's well and truly going to be ahead of King here still as well. Yeah, look at this. And here comes Aussie. But Dunno is already out of this pit lane. And he's just well and truly gone with 5 laps to go here. I think this is all Dunno's race to win now. But Aussie, he's got 3 seconds, but he has 4.8 or 4. He's actually got about 5 seconds now to Loading Rifle. But Loading Rifle also has 3 seconds. So technically speaking, to lose this podium, Aussie is about 6 seconds. So he just needs Shooter not to gain 3 seconds, or Paulie to gain 3 seconds on him here. So parallel Aussie in a good spot to take a podium. Loading Rifle, though, on the other hand, was looking really strong to potentially get a race win here. And that all went down when he lost that car and put it into a wall. But Loading Rifle, on the other hand, he needs to try and pull some time on these drivers if he wants to keep this car on the podium. And
what a lovely move by Paulie.
Paulie is... Look at this, though. V-Carb 3-4 right now.
Yes, Shooter's AI has held up everybody through Sector 1. So, Loading Rifle's getting out of the DRS range of his teammate. So you don't want to be stuck behind the AI through Sector 1, because you'll lose easily up to a second. As we see Jeneth going at Shooter's AI. Nicely around the outside. As we got Baines and Tyrone just a little bit further back as well.
Sorry, just messaging one of the Inter's bosses to get a few details on something. But Jesse, yes, he has ran himself on the outside. Jesse now potentially on for a podium now. He needs to find 5 tenths on to Loading Rifle. As Kate picks up a 3-second time penalty, sorry. Loading Rifle on the 4-lap softs. Parzival on the 2-lap softs. He needs to find a second to be able to take this podium off of Loading Rifle. He's got a bit of work to do, but there's nothing to say he can't with those fresher soft compound tyres with still 5 laps to go here. Anybody can be on for this podium right now.
And one interesting thing as well is if his teammate in the RB can stay within the 1 second, he could be helping Loading Rifle by battling Parzival. But it looks as if he's out of that gap.
Parzival has already pulled that 1 second gap onto Paulie, so that's probably what Parzival needed right now, because then Janet's right on the back of Paulie as well, so this will give Parzival the opportunity to maintain that 1 second gap, because Janet and Paulie will now go to war. They will now go to battle mode, which will then allow Jesse or Parzival to pull away from that gap. Janet playing the smart game here. He gets the switch back. Look at that from Janet. And he's got the... Loading Rifle's got the DRS. Was that a strategic play there from Loading Rifle? I don't know. If it was, it has not paid out, as Janet has held that position there.
That's Paulie.
So that's Paulie. Yeah, Loading Rifle's up further. In bad. But Jess or Parzival just isn't catching Loading Rifle right now. Loading Rifle keeps pulling away there, so it looks like your top 3 are going to be your top 3, but can Loading Rifle chase down Aussie in these last 4 laps here? He is on the softs compared to Aussie's mediums. He's only got to find 9 tenths to get back within that DRS, and on the softs we know how well they are, and these softs are 2 laps fresher than Aussie's mediums, so he's definitely got a lot quicker time, but those softs won't be lasting for much longer on that V-carb, so this could be interesting whether or not Loading Rifle can get up onto the back of Aussie and get the move done for P2.
Janet Lee's also in the DRS zone of Parzival, so this could be challenging for P4.
As McLaren's acting TP for the last 2 weeks before this week came back. I'm saying big up Janice, go boy.
So this is actually going to be very interesting to watch between Loading Rifle and Aussie.
It is, we'll keep an eye on that gap, but for now, I think we're going to keep an eye on this battle between Jeneth and Parzival because they seem like they're going to go at it for the rest of this race. So this could get very, very interesting. Is Vanes, though, he's coming up on the back of Pauling now as well, which is probably exactly what Parzival and Jeneth need to make sure that he doesn't catch them, because that will get Vanes battling in with Pauling now. I think your top three is finalised. It's just a matter of that if P2 and P3 is going to stay or if it's going to swap around, because Loading Rifle is well and truly gaining on Aussie here. So we're going to make sure we keep an eye on that delta time. But this is interesting as well. Clearly these mediums are in their peak condition on Janice McLaren, because he is on 7-lap old mediums to Jet Parzival's 4-lap old softs, and he's still keeping with him here. So clearly Janice mediums are in peak condition right now.
Here comes Vanes.
Yeah, Vanes makes it look very easy by the looks of that, because he has got, 7-lap fresher mediums than Paulie. Those mediums on Paulie's car will be absolutely fried.
Like you said, the mediums are in their peak, the tracks are its prime. So this is definitely going to help out the mediums. The softs are probably wearing.
Jeneth lost the DRS there, so he didn't have the DRS down the back straight or the main straight here, which is what Parzival would have needed to try and hold that gap. But as we mentioned that, look out for Loading Rifle, because he's now within that DRS range of PRL Aussie. He's looking for that T2. He had what could potentially have been a nice battle.
Up and goes up the track. Half a second as the gap. This is going to come down to the last lap.
This is indeed, because we saw Loading Rifle had the pace. He was there with Dunno waiting for that race win. And then he made that vital error. And now he's trying to fight his way back into P2 now. They both have 3-second time penalties to their name, I believe. Yep. And they've got 5.4 seconds to the next car behind. So they just need to not battle too much to make sure they don't lose that time. And they'll both hold the podium.
Yes, it will look like that because Janet is within half a second of Parzival. So he could get him before the final turn here, sitting in the DRS.
Loading Rifle is all over the back of Aussie right now.
He got a better exit.
He did indeed, and look at this run from Loading Rifle on those softs as well. He gains a lot more traction than Aussie, and he's right around the outside, and Loading Rifle gets his up into P2 now, but he's got to hold that. He's only got 18% ERS to Aussie's 90%. And Dono picks up a 30-second time penalty now as well, but that means nothing. With a 10-second gap to Loading Rifle and Aussie, that 3-second means nothing now. As we hit the final lap, all Aussie needs to do now is needs to sit onto the rear of Loading Rifle, and then either capitalise on mistakes from Loading Rifle or just hang in there and use that DRS at the end to fly past him. But on those softs, I think Loading Rifle's got this well and truly covered.
Yeah, was having a look into
Salmons picks up another 3-second time penalty. I believe he's already had a 3-second. Oh. Yeah, Salmons picks up 6 seconds worth of penalties now.
What's going to happen is going to be between Janet and Parzival. As I said, he's backed that into turn 1. The gap is 4 tenths, 3 tenths.
We're going to jump back on that for now. And it looks like Chevy Wolves into the pits, retiring that car in the pit lane there. I want to stake on this battle, but Dunno is also coming down into the final corner. Jeneth, just sit with him, buddy. Sit with him, Jeneth. Hanging out.
Can you get a better exit?
I think Jeneth's going to get it done.
He can just drain it all now. Ooh,
but here comes Dono Mercy, crosses the line and takes the win here at Saudi Arabia here for Tier 3. As we've got Loading Rifle and Aussie. Loading Rifle takes P2, Aussie P3. That is your podium. Jeneth gets the job done out of the final corner, and that's P4 for the McLaren, and it's P5 for Parzival. Vanes is going to cross the line P6 on track, but King is going to take that one off him. Brosep's going to take it. Domwell's going to take it as well, and Vanes will finish P9. And then we've got Tyrone in P10. Shooter ends up coming across the line for P11. Bang P12. Raw Dog P13. Batman P14, Salmon's 15, Cake 16, and Paulie rounds it out in P17. What a wild race. That P4 spot went right down to the wire.
What happened to Paulie? He was in the top 7, wasn't he?
Yeah, I don't actually know what happened to Paulie there. But what an interesting race. Some of those the battle for P2, that came down to the last lap. The battle for P4, it came down to the last corner. But Dunno, the moment Loading Rifle made that vital error, it was all Dunno's race to lose from there. He just soared away with it.
That was very interesting and intense. Very chaotic. Good one to watch.
It was definitely a good one to watch there. And Janeth, I think, picked up Drive of the Day, if I did see correct there. As we do watch on to the podium here. The three boys, Dunno, Loading Rifle and Aussie, all having their celebrations here. Loading Rifle did pick up the fast lap there of a 1:30.513, just that little bit quicker than Dunno there. But yeah, we'll quickly run through the results for the graphics team. So Dunno, Loading Rifle, Peril Aussie, Janeth Lee, Parzival, King Dogger, Broseph Coop, Don War, Vanes, Tyrone, Shooter, Bang, A-Dog, Batman, Salmons, Cake, and Paulie rounds it out with Chevy Wolves hitting a DNF with Aussie Mate and Junkyard Doggy, both getting a DSQ right off the lap 1 there. So they'll be looking to make up from a bit of lackluster situation there into Zandvoort. But now we will hang on for a bit as we get the lobby reset back up, and we'll head straight into Zandvoort qualifying, which is your actual round 8. So your actual round for this week, round 8, will set into a full quali session at Zandvoort into a 35% race. So these boys have a bit of driving to do tonight, but I am very much looking forward to seeing what happens here in qualifying and the race. So we're just going to have to let this one sit here for a little tiny bit and just get Broseph will now he will now get the lobby reset, ready to go for Zandvoort.
Yeah, what a race that was.
Wake up yourself, A-Dog. Oh.
But yes, as in real life, we're at Zandvoort. One of my favourite tracks on the calendar.
You probably lost count, didn't you, A-Dog? I'd assume you lost count on how many times you said it.
Apparently there is some echo.
Yeah. They can get over it. What is happening here?
Who is this?
Kawaii, what are you doing here?
What's up, Powers? I didn't know I still had you added.
This is Tier 3 comms chat, brother.
Yeah, right.
What are you doing here?
Saying hello?
Oh, fair enough. What's going on?
Nothing much, really.
Yeah, fair enough.
You guys still live?
We are. Just got a nice special visitor from Kaio Tonic.
Could have led with that.
It's fine. We're in the lobby screen. We just finished race 1. I'm about to go into race 2, so we're just buying some time anyway.
Oh, rightio.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Kaya special.
Yeah, literally. Kaio's podcast with Powers and Senate.
Quick question, although you probably didn't watch the race, just tell us a random answer. How did you enjoy it?
My F1's F1. As long as it's good action, people are going to keep watching it.
Great
Oh, there was a
answer,
good
I
action
love
at Saudi, I'll tell you that. Cake
Did we
and Bang
crash
went
it?
at it.
Did they crash?
No, they didn't. Kyo, A-Dog would like to know what your favourite import is.
My favourite import. Toyota Tourer Chaser.
There you have it, A-Dog.
You probably wasn't expecting that.
I don't think any of us were expecting that. He didn't hear what you said.
Oh, maybe I'm not sharing.
Hold on, we're getting it to you, A-Dog. Hold up.
I'm not sure where I actually find it, to be honest.
If you go into the party, actual party, and you go across the three dots and go voice chat settings, it's in there.
Yeah, there it is. Right, done.
Alright, hit it off again for A-Dog.
Toyota Tourer Chaser.
A Toyota Tourer Chaser.
That is a great answer.
Incredible answer.
I know.
Couldn't have said it better
Fast
myself.
car. Great shape. Failing that, S15 Sylvia.
Oh. Incredible.
So as we wait for the final driver,
Yeah, well, that's because we lost one of them. We lost bloody Aussie mate. We spent the fucking 10 minutes waiting for Aussie mate to join, and then he got DQ'd on the flat one, and then he left, and now we're waiting for him to rejoin again. Nice.
that is interesting. So whilst we wait for him, I'll give a quick rundown. So there's 14 corners. There are 2 DRS zones coming from turn 10, going down into the famous right, left, and from the banking zone all the way down into turn 1.
The banking is incredible. We love the
It is
banking
very
part.
steep. Yeah, it is very steep. If you've seen videos of the teams rolling a can down the hill, it is pretty impressive.
It is very impressive. It's very, very steep. Perfect. Yeah, Alpine didn't have too much luck that race, Buster. But that's racing. You get some good races, you get some bad races, and again, EA will be EA when it comes to DQs in games. I can't please everybody, I guess.
How do you find the new game, boys?
It's a pretty. It
Started
off pretty terrible, but then it got better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
the
what way?
handling at the beginning.
The handling at the beginning was atrocious. You couldn't even drive a car, and then they just improved it, so it got better.
Not
But
that I can
EA will
drive a
be
car
EA. They
anyways.
still don't know how to make a game properly.
I heard it's become near impossible to touch curbs.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can touch some. Here we go. I'm going to have to ask you to go, Kyle. We're about to go green here.
No worries. Alright.
Enjoy your night, mate.
Enjoy it, lad.
Good job.
Alrighty. We have a green
Well, that
flag.
was pretty interesting.
We have a green flag here for Zandvoort as we come into for our short qualifying session into the 35% race. So as we now load into the lobby, it is all go time now for the boys. This is the actual round 8. This is what we're here for. Me and Senan tried to learn the corner names earlier on today, but we gave up, so it's going to be turns 1 through to 14 because no one is pronouncing those Dutch terms. So we are turns 1 through to 14 for qualifying here tonight.
Well, I could give it a try, but nobody wants me here.
Nobody
Call
wants.
turn one.
Yeah, nobody wants to
Tarzan
sit here
box.
going Tarzan bocht into Gallach bocht into Hugen Holtz bocht into Hansurg into Ron Slotmarker bocht into Chevlack. No one wants that from us.
No, they don't.
That's just going to be us butchering turn corner names all night. As we get in, we're just waiting for a few drivers to get in. But 3, 2, 1, and we are underway here. As we now load into the lobby, we are underway. That sounded good, though. Oh, thanks, Salmon. Appreciate it, brother. I do me best. Alrighty.
Here we go.
Everyone
We've
should
got
be
18
on their
minutes.
soft compound toys.
Unless your name is Powers and you like using the mediums.
I use the inters, do. What are you on about?
So it looks as if the Haas is going to be the first one onto the track.
Chevy Wolves, yep, he's already coming out. Nobody else then got their Jackman out here. What are you waiting for, Jackman? Let him out. Alrighty, clearly nobody else wants to come out. Either that or Chevy just clearly doesn't have a setup on his car. But
Here
Chevy is coming out. Here comes an Alpine of what will be either, which is Tyrone.
I love that first banking area.
The first banking area is so satisfying if you get it right. I think, I've got to say, a lot of Zandvoort, if you get it right, can be very, very satisfying.
Oh, it can be for sure.
But you got to get it right. One little error, and it can definitely, being Zandvoort, especially the first part and the last part, there's so many turns wrapping onto each other. You pull up too late, you over brake yourself, it definitely can ruin your run into the next corner.
Yeah, for sure. As we see more cars
A
coming
lot of cars coming
onto
out
the
now.
track.
Got Vanes out on track. We've got Salmons
yellow
out on
flag.
track. Yeah, that's Vanes going slowly, letting a few other drivers through. So we've got Junkyard Doggy out on track. We've got Salmons, Vanes, Tyrone, Broseph, Kingy, Chevy, and Junkyard Doggy's retired from the session. What has happened there? Has he done that on track?
I'm not quite sure, but
I believe he's done it on track. Don't quote me. No, there is 2 drivers. That looks like Vanes is inside of... No, yes. I don't know what happened there, but Vanes was doing something to him. Not 100% sure what was going on there.
Chevy coming
But Vanes is pulling over the side of the road. Not sure what Vanes is really doing right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Chevy on his flying lap coming into turn 10 now. Onto the back straight. The RB letting him by on his run down into the right left-hander. This is also another very satisfying corner.
It definitely is if you get it right. And then we come through turn number 13 and into the big steep banking of 14, which wraps right round. I've made a lot of mistakes coming through that banking. You go too high and then you end up in a wall.
A 110.6.
Or you go too low and you end up in the bloody grass or on the curb down the bottom. Yes, 110.6 to start qualifying here for Chevy Wolves. There's a lot of people on a lap right now as Tyrone goes 110.1. He takes that off him. I believe that is Bang coming around on his out lap behind him. And then we've got what looks to be Vanes on his out lap, followed by... That's Aussie on his flying lap. Comes across the line to 10.5 with Williams coming across. That's Oscar Piastri Goat, 10.6. That is Kingy coming around now. He is on a lap. He comes across and goes pole with a 109.9. Our first 109 is on the board. And that Salmon's across with a 110.5. We've then got Kate coming across the line now on his out lap, and then Broseph Coot comes on with a 10.7. It looks like we've got Loading Rifle. He was on a good race, P2 in Saudi, he comes down to the line. It's going to be a 110.2. He goes to P3. Then we've got Jenneth with a 110.7. Then we've got Raw Dog with a 111.4. Domel with a 110.4. He goes up into P4. Then we've got Dunno. He's just starting his flying lap now. So he was our race winner at Saudi. So he'll be looking to try and back it up. I believe he was on pole as well, if I'm not mistaken.
As the Martin comes across the line, 111.4.
Who won Saudi? Dunno won Saudi with loading rifle P2 and PRL underscore Aussie in P3.
I think the way that people are getting out of the way through sector 1 and 2 is a little bit messy. I'm just having a look at Janet. It's quite tight around this track.
It is very tight.
And this is where miscommunication.
Oh! Did you just cop the same thing I've just copped?
Have you left the session?
Yeah, the whole session's just stopped. We've got a lobby host issue here.
Working.
I don't know what's going on here. I think this might be from my end.
Yeah, that could be because mine is still going.
Yeah, let me quickly restart the game. Sorry to the stream, but it may cut out for 2 seconds here.